And welcome back to Daily Wrap. I'm Joe Concha along with Heather Hansen, Jane Velez Mitchell, and Lisa Jandovitz. Well, the Hillary Clinton campaign continues to feel the heat from allegations that various international companies received favoritism from the State Department while also contributing to the Clinton Foundation. Is it just another coincidence? Maybe, but the list of companies that received contracts from the State Department while also giving millions to the Clinton Foundation continues to grow. NBC's Chuck Todd, who we should mention has been sort of kind of complimentary to the Clintons, well, even he's dumbfounded.
Yeah, look, I just, for the life of me, and this is just political judgment. The Obama administration, when they offered her the job, looked at the foundation and said, boy, there's going to be the appearance of influence. We better be careful here. Dick Lugar, at the time ranking member of Foreign Relations, even said very publicly, it's going to look like foreign governments can buy access to you because of the foundation. How many more warnings did the Clintons need to have, and yet they ended up doing these things?
Well, I have a feeling I know what's going to be discussed on Meet the Fresh this Sunday. Anyway, the Clintons' defense strategy is to attack the credibility of Peter Schweizer. He's the author, of course, of Clinton Cash. Here is Josh Green from Bloomberg.
The other thing to remember, too, is we've been talking about this campaign, this sort of character assassination of Peter Schweizer. I do think it's worth remembering the guy has written a very well-regarded book about the Bushes. He wrote a book about insider trading in Congress that led to the Bipartisan Stock Act of 2012. He tends to kind of get smeared, but I think it's worth remembering this is a serious guy who's done serious work that's led to a serious article. And to Jonathan's point, the one thing we really haven't seen is anybody from the Clinton world come out and rebut the charges and say, here's why they're wrong, here's why we took this money, here's why we didn't disclose it.
Here's why you shouldn't have 20 people doing a panel at once. My God, it looked like a bad version of the Brady Bunch. Anyway, over on MSNBC, later that day, Alex Wagner, she pays her taxes. New York Times reporter Jeremy Peters joined her, and Bloomberg, again, Josh Green, point out the Clinton strategy of misdirection.
Right now, and this isn't all coming from the Clinton camp itself, but it comes from that orbit around them, where you have these people whose main goal is to misdirect and obfuscate every time there is the slightest bit of criticism about the Clintons' leadership.
Well, in their mind, they're not misinforming and obfuscating. They're clarifying and
well, no, they are.
Right?
They are misdirecting.
They know what they're doing.
Exactly. They are definitely misdirecting here. I mean, this is what Media Matters exists to do.
Eat a hamburger, guy. Gee, it's just so thin. I'm jealous, I admit it. Anyway, the Clintons are getting bombarded from friendly territory, it appears, when you have that many clips on Hillary on MSNBC. Ms. Hansen, your thoughts after seeing that bombardment?
The thing that just killed me is the campaign's coming out and using this as a fundraising opportunity. They're tweeting their supporters and saying, they're fighting us and we need to fight back. And I think that they really just see this as another bump in the road. And I can understand, I think a lot of normal, everyday people who aren't watching this all the time like we are think, they may be corrupt, this all may be true, but what does it matter for me? How is it going to improve the economy? What's going to happen with foreign affairs? I don't know that this is that important to mom and dad.
Are you saying that people at home are saying, what difference does it make? They're borrowing the Hillary. That should be the campaign slogan,
That's
Janie.
Right. Listen, this is a shocking November surprise. The only problem is it's not November. It's happening so soon that I think that the Clinton camp essentially thinks this is going to blow over, and it's not really going to mean that much at the time when we really need to focus on the votes. I do think Chelsea Clinton shouldn't be the only one in the Clinton family talking about this.
Well, explain more about that, because we didn't show the clip, but Chelsea was out there defending the foundation, not Bill, not Hillary.
Yeah.
I found that curious.
Yeah, essentially, Chelsea Clinton is saying, look, this foundation, it's not a profit-making enterprise for the Clinton family. They do a lot of good work. We spend millions and millions of dollars making the world better for children and women and microfunding and all sorts of things. It's not like this is a money-making operation, which is a good point.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
Because I think you're a fan of Hillary Clinton, just based from what I can tell during our conversations. Would this affect your vote in any way?
Here's the thing that I think is fascinating about politics, and I was thinking about this. The right is brilliant, and the left needs to learn a few things from the right because they frame the debate. They say, here's what we're going to talk about, people. Hillary, right in the middle, we're going to attack her. We all know that politics is increasingly a millionaire's club. We all know that there are many, many political connections that have a lot to do with money. Look at the Koch brothers. Politico just did a whole article on how the Koch brothers are spending millions and millions and millions of dollars having staffers and community groups. Why aren't we talking about that? Why are we only talking about Hillary?
Lisa.
Because Hillary came out and said that she was broke when she left the White House. So she contradicts. She is saying she wants to be every woman, and yet she's a very wealthy woman who, and there's nothing wrong with that, but be who you are.
Well,
if you're making $250,000 from your speeches and so forth, and this whole issue with the campaign donations. Why doesn't she reinstate the ban on foreign money for her foundation?
Right.
That was in existence when she was working for the Obama administration, and just end that.
And ethics experts have told her to do so. That's the thing that is just shocking to me. And I think the other thing that's different here, Jane, is that, the emails that just suddenly disappeared, they just have a history of hiding things and misleading the public that really is distasteful to those of us who have to watch it every day.
Well, but Congress, for example, they don't have to reveal their emails. So God only knows what you would find if you started examining all the emails of the Republicans in Congress. I think that the email scandal, I thought, was sort of a ginned-up controversy. I think this is definitely more serious. And, I don't know if you can defend this 100%. All I'm saying is it's selective indignation. Let's look at some of the other folks who are making similar compromises or conflicts of interest.
Well, and I think it does show the extent of money in politics. I think we all knew it. We all talk about it all the time. But to see the specifics of these deals that are being made and the money that's exchanging hands is really frustrating on both sides of the aisle. I don't think it matters whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. It makes you sick.
I think your point on the email server going away, I don't think the Clintons would be stupid enough to say, by the way, we give you that uranium deal, and then I'll give you
Right.
500. That
Right.
would never be in writing.
Right.
No, not on
Right.
their end. But there are implications and inferences that you can find in communications that they, I'm sure, did not want out there.
Honestly, it occurred to me that maybe on a subconscious level, Bill Clinton wants to sabotage his wife's run for president. Wow. I was thinking about that. No, I was, because why would you do that?
Control room, can we blow through the next commercial? I gotta hear
Most
this.
behavior is motivated by the unconscious. And so for him to be going and doing all these speeches with these foreign companies, he made more than $100 million in speeches.
I think it's more a
She's
question
no
of not
dummy.
thinking that they're going to get caught.
No,
I really do.
she's no dummy. She
Yeah.
is. Listen, I just don't think he's that much in control. I think that they are lockstep with one another and have the family knows what's going on. Every single one of them.
I think he totally wants to be first dude. I don't think he wants to sabotage this. Then what else is left to do? He'd be a de facto president.
foundation.
Exactly. Anyway, coming up next, Governor Mike Huckabee warns pastors about the criminalization of Christianity. More Daily Wrap in just a moment.